If you rush, you'll crush. What's the first thing you do after waking up? Do you exercise or read? Maybe you scroll through the news before rushing to work. Some of these habits may be beneficial, yet none truly involve mindfulness. Interestingly, people often express gratitude for ordinary things, but forget to appreciate life itself and their bodies for yet another day. Life is not for understanding, it's for experiencing. Many pass through life in a rush to live, not realizing that they can enjoy and experience life deeply if they stop chasing it. For example, recall walking barefoot on the grass. Dive into that sensation. The grass is fresh and velvety. Its blades slide in between your toes and tickle your skin. You feel at peace. Why did such a simple thing bring so much joy? Because you allowed it to come through your presence. The following key points will help you discover a Buddhist approach to life, in which even the most tiny acts can bring immense joy. And at the end, you'll find an action plan to grant yourself the greatest gift of all, your presence. One step at a time. Washing dishes, a chore or meditation. Everything starts with a breath. It's the most critical, and yet the most underappreciated element of life. Most people take it for granted until no air is in their lungs. Only then would they cast aside everything to breathe in again. The same goes for the ability to see, hear, or walk. You have an appointment with life, an appointment that is in the here and now. Just as with breathing, people forget to appreciate life itself. They accept it as a given and persist in the illusion that it will never end. Some need to reach 60 or survive a near-death experience to realize that their life on this planet is limited. Along with this, they know that they have never actually lived. They worked, ate, and survived like zombies. The goal was to satisfy their needs, whatever those were. Yet they didn't acknowledge and feel life on a deeper level. Thankfully, you can experience life in this very second. All you need to do is to bring mindfulness into whatever you do. For example, as you inhale, think or say to yourself, "Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in." Do the same when you exhale. Your breath will become more prolonged and profound. You will feel centered and joyful from the simple act your body does for you every second, when you never really notice. Happiness is like air. If you run, you lack it. If you slow down, you overflow with it. The simplest acts or chores like washing dishes or walking can become meditation when you add awareness. You feel oneness with life and the world around you. Think about it. How can you enjoy the sunset if your mind wanders in your memories or plans the next day? By focusing on the sunset, you live through and connect with it. Say, "I'm breathing in, how wonderful. I'm breathing out, the sunset is so beautiful." Would you be able to enjoy that sunset if your eyes didn't see it? No, your body helps you seize the happiness that already exists in this world. You don't have to look for it or chase it. You just need to make space to let it come to you. Be a garden, not a battlefield. A lot of pain and suffering comes from a struggle with yourself. You may have felt it many times when your negative emotions arose, and you tried to fight them, causing even more pain. Thus, you turn yourself into a battlefield between good and evil, living in a constant state of war. And how can you feel at peace then? Buddhism promotes non-violence instead. You may look at your feelings as different parts of a garden. Every plant needs ground, water, and compost to survive in its ecosystem. Some negative emotions are compost required for other plants to grow. For example, sadness can make a person seek solace in their loved ones, thus resulting in a moment of deep connection and happiness. What is loving? It is recognizing the presence of the other with your love. Therefore, instead of suppressing or battling your anger or depression, say to it, "Dear one, I am here for you," or "I know you're there, and I will take care of you." Say it lovingly as if you were talking to a small child. Similarly, when you give your family or friends your complete presence, they will feel your love and care. Sometimes, all you must do is say, "I am here for you." If the person is far away from you, you can still practice this, and there will be two of you in that moment. There is no better gift than presence. Children suffer when they don't get their parents' attention. Most relationships break because one or both partners abandon each other mentally. The same goes for happiness. When you avoid different parts of yourself instead of staying with them and giving them your compassion, they turn into wounds and hurt. Your presence can help alleviate and heal the pain in yourself and others. Allow your emotions to become loud so you can finally hear them. Finally, you can always choose where to direct your presence. Some harmful elements like news or social media steal your energy and infect you with fear or anxiety. Opt for positive elements that fulfill you. You can walk in the forest and reconnect with nature, or you can play with your children and enjoy each other's presence. And whatever happens, come back to your breath. Tell yourself, breathing in, I know that I'm alive. Breathing out, I know that I'm happy. Stick around to the end, and you'll discover an actionable list of tips to help you feel grounded and deep within the moment. Who is I? Another gift of presence is the slow motion mode or a pause, which lets you see and assess your feelings and actions, and ultimately understand who you are. Most people perceive their I based on 5 elements or skandhas in Sanskrit, which means heaps. Form or physical body, feelings, perceptions, mental formations, consciousness. These elements make up the human personality and are impermanent, like a river. A person's body changes with age, and various factors affect it. The same goes for feelings that ebb and flow like waves. When a river is blocked by stones like fear or anger, it cannot circulate. Therefore, ignoring those stones may be harmful. Going deeper, people often believe in false perceptions, some of which are ruinous and affect their emotions and thus bodies. For example, one may perceive themselves as unlovable or awkward due to their life experiences. This perception will cause them a lot of pain and suffering. Instead, people should ask themselves if their perception is accurate and useful. If not, they must change it. The next category includes 51 mental formations: hate, compassion, jealousy, hope, fear, etc. They manifest when there are enough conditions. For example, a physical formation, such as a flower, can appear only if there is enough water, soil, sunlight, and nutrients. Similarly, hatred or hope requires specific conditions to be favorable, so they can grow and manifest. You can minimize or enhance your mental formations by diving into your consciousness and practicing selective watering. Every mental formation is a seed in the soil of your consciousness. You must recognize which you must water so they can grow and blossom. For instance, you're watering the seed of fear if you are ruminating. Thus, it affects all other elements. You perceive yourself as not enough or not worthy, you're anxious and stressed, and your body is in a fight-or-flight mode most of the time. And what if you watered hope and compassion instead? What if you breathed mindfully and told yourself, I am at peace, I am safe, I will take care of myself? This simple practice can make you change the direction of your watering, and focus on other flowers you want to blossom in your garden. Life is not a book. Don't live as if you're writing a draft. Let go of your cows. Once the Buddha was sitting in the woods with his monks when an anxious and heartbroken farmer approached them. Have you seen my cows? He said in despair. I have lost my harvest, and now my cows ran away. My life's over. The monks and the Buddha felt compassion for the farmer, but said they hadn't seen his cows. When the poor man left, the Buddha turned to his disciples and said, a happy person has no cows to lose. In life, everyone has something or someone to lose, and very often, it's the root of their suffering. They dread that moment long before it happens. It concerns not only your loved ones or health, but also illusions and self-image. Releasing your beliefs and preconceptions may be as painful as losing money in a card game. However, the problem also holds a solution. When you let go of those things, you feel free. They may be precious to you, but you don't need them to be happy. Therefore, the critical step to peace is to name your cows and let them go. For example, if you put your value on your partner or children, how broken will you feel if they leave you? Unfortunately, the tighter you hold on to them, the more painful it will be when they are gone. Instead, focus on building a strong sense of self first. This will allow you to cherish your loved ones deeply while letting go of the fear of losing them. Freedom and the desire to possess are mutually exclusive. The freer you are, the less you need. Just as life is more significant than what you have, it's also more important than what you feel or associate yourself with. Most people think their emotions reflect their nature, but they don't. Does a storm define nature? No, it's only a phenomenon. The same is true of you and your emotions. Imagine that your anger or anxiety is a storm, and you're like a tree. The storm rushes through the branches and sheds leaves, but the tree trunk is strong and immovable. Your head and heart are like the treetop and those branches. You cannot rely on them when emotions rain on you. Instead, sit or lie down and put your hands on your abdomen. Feel it falling and rising with your breath. Focus on it. 10 minutes of this practice daily will help you weather any storm. Beyond death. One of the most significant human paradoxes is that many people are afraid of death and feel terrified that their lives may end too soon, yet most live as if they are going to live forever. They keep chasing something and complain that they are unhappy. Being in the present as much as possible will slow you down and help you enjoy every moment. However, if you're afraid of death, it's time to rethink this concept. Some people believe that everything comes from nothing, and when they die, they turn into nothingness. Think about a piece of paper. Did it come from nothing? No, it came from a tree. But would that tree grow if it didn't receive sunlight or water? No, therefore that tree has everything: the sun, clouds, minerals, and maybe even particles of other beings that died beside it. So when you touch that piece of paper, you're touching so many different things, and if you burn it, it won't disappear. Smoke will go into your lungs, becoming a part of you, and some will go into the sky and join the clouds, which later turn into rain. The dust will also mix with the ground, helping other plants grow. Thus, any being, be it a human or plant, is an interbeing because it consists of many things. Since everything is interconnected and interdependent, there can be no self. You carry your parents, grandparents, and all past and future generations in your body. Also, what you consume physically or mentally becomes a part of you. You are a compilation of so many things that there is a whole universe inside you. What people perceive as life is a manifestation. When conditions are sufficient, it will manifest. If not, it will await a different moment. For example, plants don't disappear when winter comes. They simply lack favorable conditions like warmth and sunlight. Thus, what people call death is merely the cessation of manifestation. Nothing disappears or goes in vain. Everything continues living in other interbeings. Life's value is measured by depth of experience, not time of existence. Did you know, according to the July 2023 Big Think article, people fear death less as they grow older, possibly because they have experienced more life and don't fear losing opportunities or missing out as young people do. Try this. The magic of the present moment isn't just an idea, it's something you can live, breathe, and feel. Start grounding yourself in the now with these simple yet powerful mindfulness practices. Give love and appreciation to your body. Lie down in a quiet space and whisper words of gratitude to your body. Thank your legs for carrying you, your lungs for each breath, and your heart for its steady rhythm. Speak to your body as if it were a dear friend. I see you, I am here for you. Set up mindfulness triggers. Choose 3 things you encounter daily, like a red traffic light, a bird's song, or the feel of water on your hands, to remind you to take a conscious breath. Let them gently pull you back into the present moment. Write a love letter to your inner child. Set aside 20 minutes to write to the younger version of yourself. Offer them the words of comfort, understanding, and reassurance they may have longed to hear. Fold the letter, keep it close, and read it whenever you need self-compassion. Anchor yourself with a grounding mantra. Repeat in, out, deep, slow, calm, ease. Smile, release. Let the rhythm of these words guide your breath and emotions. While the first 2 lines concern your breath, calm, ease refers to your feelings and perceptions that can sometimes obstruct your vision and bring suffering. Finally, the last line reminds you of the impermanence of all things and the joy you can get from this meditation, mantra, and freedom of not being attached to anything. Practice deep looking. The next time you see a flower, a leaf, or a cloud, pause and try to see beyond it. Visualize its entire journey, the rain, the soil, the sunlight, the invisible connections that brought it to life. This simple technique will help you recognize this interbeing for what it is and feel your place in the grand web of existence. Each of these small acts can transform your relationship with the present. Start where you are and let mindfulness meet you there.